In the chaotic final years of World War II, German infantry were handed a weapon that changed the battlefield: the Panzerfaust. Cheap, simple, and deadly against tanks, it turned ordinary foot soldiers into a threat that Allied forces never expected. This is the story of how a single-shot launcher shaped the last battles of the war. By 1943, German armored divisions were in decline. On the Eastern Front, Soviet T-34s were pressing hard. In the West, Allied Shermans advanced through Italy. Germany needed a cheap way to stop them. German engineers developed the Panzerfaust, a disposable steel tube launching a shaped-charge warhead. It required only hours of training and could pierce the armor of most Allied tanks. Allied troops first met the Panzerfaust during the Eastern Front battles in 1943. Soviet tank crews were stunned that a single-foot soldier could stop a heavy T-34. In Normandy, and later in the streets of Aachen and Cologne, Allied tank crews experienced the same shock. A defender hidden in rubble could halt an entire column. By late 1944, millions of Panzerfausts had been produced. Even teenage Volkssturm militia received them as Germany prepared for its last defense. Tank commanders now waited for infantry to clear buildings and alleys before advancing. Urban fighting slowed dramatically, costing time and lives. During the Ardennes offensive in late 1944, Panzerfaust ambushes inflicted surprising losses on American armor in the forests and villages. On the Eastern Front, Soviet tankers adapted by adding improvised armor plates and sandbags, but Panzerfausts remained a constant threat in city battles like Warsaw and Königsberg. The secret lay in the shaped charge warhead, concentrating explosive force into a narrow jet that burned through thick armor. It was cheap to make yet devastating in close combat. Allied infantry carried more rifles and machine guns to cover tank approaches. Tanks added mesh skirts or extra plates, but city fighting remained perilous. By April 1945, Berlin's defenders included thousands of civilians armed with Panzerfausts. Soviet tanks rolling into the capital often faced ambush at close range, suffering heavy early losses before overwhelming resistance. The Panzerfaust did not change the war's outcome, but it slowed Allied advances and inflicted a psychological blow. Tank crews no longer felt safe. After the war, the Panzerfaust's concept inspired many post-war anti-tank weapons, including the American M72 Law and Soviet RPG series. History remembers the Panzerfaust as a symbol of Germany's last stand, a simple tube that forced mighty tank armies to fight street by street.